because anyway, let me tell you, me ever since COVID, I just felt like most folks, young. Okay, I don't know you because you come off as Gen Z vibes, but my millennial folks.
It's not that I'm offended. I'm just like, thank you, but I'm a millennial.
You are?
Yeah.
Nah, but you have such young vibes, but I like that. Anyway, so I just feel like guys don't go out that much these days.
Yeah, because also millennials, I don't know what we're fighting. I don't know what demons
we're in a battle.
You are just in a battle. People like to just chill at home now. We are still trying to go somewhere. But honestly, after COVID, home is just, it hits different.
It's more chill. Well, there's a lot going on in the millennial life. We'll try and make sense of that later on. So, yeah, it's good to have you here.
Thank you very much for having me.
So I know many guys are like, Kevin, why does it feel like you're so close to that mama? Connie, what is she about? So, tell folks what you do.
So I am a performing artist, spoken word or poetry, for those of you who do not know what spoken word is. But I also wear many hats. I'm a clinical psychologist. I am an outdoors woman, like a guide and an adventure therapist.
For real?
For real, imagine. But I'm here just to talk about the poetry side of things. You're new mini letter harper.
Exactly.
Swahili is fine, by the way.
Well, yeah, it's okay. I mean, this is Kenya, isn't it? Yeah.
Fair enough. Unatoa spice, mnakuanga na English ingine. Nime polish.
We're about this life. But you know what? I've seen your work. You're very good at what you do. First of all, what inspires you to, write poetry, do the whole spoken word thing?
That's it's such a deep question, but it has such a simple answer. I just write. I think when it comes to inspiration, it just depends on what's needed at that point in time. Because I moved from just writing about heartbreak, he left me, to now slightly deeper topics. Sometimes it's like, oh, we need you to write about mental health, or we need you to write about human rights. And we start moving there. So sometimes it's just based off of what maybe a client would want. But other times it's whatever mood strikes me. I will write about love. I will write about empowerment. I'll write about... Hata nimeandika about Wikipedia.
Are you serious?
So, yes. Yeah. So it's literally what is needed at the moment, what my body is feeling at that moment, or what the audience or the people are feeling at that moment.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, so what does it mean to speak as a Kenyan woman?
Hey.
Especially, okay, let me just generalize it. As an African woman, because I know there are folks from other parts of the continent that are listening to us, especially in a world that, somehow... sets the tone for what you should speak about. They speak, like the world speaks for us these days. You know what I mean? You're not allowed to speak your own mind, right? So what does it mean to speak as a Kenyan woman and as an African woman?
Oftentimes there's a pressure and an expectation of what, as a woman, you're meant to be like on stage. There's even on book, there's this expectation of, you're meant to be polite, you're meant to be smart. And then when I come on stage and I'm cussing someone out on stage, it's like, hey, okay, are you allowed to do? It's like a dramatic thing.
Yeah.
There's a pressure to sort of fit in a box sometimes as a female performer, and the thing is, you can't fit into someone else's box. There are poets they're female poets, I would not be able to touch any of their work because that's just not me.
Right.
There are female poets, I feel like I can sort of maybe try, but we're so different, we're so versatile, it's so hard to fit into this one stereotypical box that oftentimes I do come across much like a man-hater or angry or annoyed.
Real? Yeah.
Honestly, for the longest time in my career, when I was starting out, that was the tagline. Hey, Stella doesn't like men. We're only feminist tupu. So it becomes this thing of you've already been given your box, and now you have to sit within that box. So there's that pressure to either be in it, and also the resistance to try and break out of that as well.
Yeah. I like that. And from your work, I get the sense that you can be emotional when you want to. You can be vulnerable. You put it out there for folks to feel.
Yes.
Yeah. So. Do you think people judge you based on that? On these extreme ends, right? People tend to say, okay, she's just soft. She's a bit too much.
No one has ever described me as soft for performing. I wish there was one person who's like, she's so gentle on stage. No, I think most of the time people get taken aback by just the energy level, and I've been told in terms of stage presence, and I have no one other than my literature teachers from high school to thank for that. They say I'm very much going to pull you in.
Yeah.
So when it comes to just how I am on stage or how I am as a performer, that voice that comes from wherever it comes from, I never know where it does. I tend to fit whatever is needed at that point in time. If you need me to be emotional and sweet and loving, I can be sweet and loving.
Yeah.
I can bring my voice to that point of just being, hi, my love.
Yeah.
And then the other times it's like, no, by the way, we need to be angry, and we go in that direction as well.
Yeah. So the world. Let's talk about power, because as an artist, your power is in your expression. But how this world defines power is through dominance. Like this whole rah energy. It's like the loudest ones somehow tend to have their day, right? So as a woman artist, as a creative, as an individual, what's your power?
Ooh, such a nice question. I think my power is my voice at this point in time. Just speaking from the artist's perspective, my power is my voice in the sense of I know you will listen to me.
Yeah.
In how I will speak and how I will make my poems or write my poems or even put words together, put a show together, whatever it is, you're going to listen. And I don't want to sound cocky or just like I'm that person, but it's a reality of I have been on stage and people are talking and I start to talk and they keep quiet.
Oh, powerful.
And that to me is just like, yeah, you're going to listen. Atakama, I'm just saying I love someone, you're going to listen.
Yeah.
But it's the fact that in that listening, in that voice, I can tell you things you do not know. The power of performance is I'm trying to paint a picture of what's currently existing, whether it's good, whether it's bad. I'm trying to show you, by the way, you need your attention here, you need your eyes here, you need to take a moment and breathe and feel. So that voice in itself is so powerful for me.
Yeah.
I'm not a person who likes videos or like being on camera or on a screen, but put me on a speaker, it's fine.
It's over.
100%.
It's interesting how you put it like that, because Kenya definitely needs different narratives, because I feel like it's such a black and white situation right now. Do you feel like there are certain stories that need to be told in Kenya that haven't been told?
There's so many stories that need to be told that haven't been told. I think we tend to move as a mass, especially when it comes to social media and things like that. We pick something and we run with it. Whether it's good or bad, we run with it. And oftentimes, there's so many little things that kind of fall through the cracks. And I try and see what little things we can start looking at. Even if you look at a simple one, Usikimia. Like, you have Njeri doing such amazing work, but also the mental health side of it.
Yeah.
Even dealing with mental health myself as a practitioner.
Yeah.
There's so much that is not talked about because we put it to the side, or we just what's the word? We blanket statement, or we blanket diagnose. The same way we say, whether it's bipolar or it's not always depression. Sometimes genuinely someone just needs a moment to breathe, and we don't talk about it. We don't talk about the psychoeducation needed in this country for it to move forward. We don't talk about how even on a social level, we're not ready to have certain conversations. And that's why oftentimes there's a lot of groupthink. We move in with what's most popular at the time.
Right, yeah.
We just gravitate to what wanasemaje kwa ground, unaendaje, and then we go with that.
Yeah.
But there are very few people who are going to be the different thinkers and just be like, okay, no, let's pause.
Yeah.
What are we missing in this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the refusal to fit it into the crowd, to get into these trends of thought, the thought process. How do you navigate that, man? Because I know some people, they say, I'm really authentic. I'm I'm just like, okay, fine, that sounds very iggy, but you know what I mean, yeah? So how do you find your own voice? And have your own context?
I think it's important to always reference, like, why are we doing this? What's the purpose behind it? My biggest saying is know why you do what you do. If I'm doing something, what's my reason behind it? If I'm going to come here today and talk, what's my reason behind that? If I'm going to post something. Why am I doing that? And some people can say, oh, you're overthinking. But the reality is I need to have purpose behind my actions. Otherwise, they're just for the sake of it.
Yeah.
So even when we are busy running in the streets of Nairobi, why are we doing it? We want to change. All right, how else can we? Because this is our voice. We're doing something here. Even as a performance, as a performer, as a female performer, why am I getting on stage? Like I said, I am very much a homebody. I can stay at home and I'll be fine.
Yeah.
But there's a reason I need to get on stage.
Yeah.
There's this talent or this gift of my voice that I know if I get on stage and I start talking, someone's going to listen somewhere.
Yeah.
It's going to have some effect. It's going to reach somewhere. And you can't just sit down and keep quiet in your little corner and think, okay, I'll just be here by myself.
Right.
I'm good. You have to push past that and move into, I need to do something with what I have. So it starts from, yes, this thing is happening, but why does it make me feel like this? Why do I need to do something about this? Why should I jump in? That question is so important. And a lot of people don't have reasons behind what they do.
Do you have a process that you need to undertake before you write? Sort of like a ritual?
No. I'm often known as very much a procrastinator in terms of writing. I am the person who will be writing backstage.
Nah.
100%. I will be.
You go with the flow.
Sometimes yes, sometimes no. Like sometimes like it'll work where I have enough time backstage to come up with something on the morning of. Sometimes I'm in a really, really good space and I will just flow through a piece. But there's no motivation like a deadline, That one is a great motivator.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
And, there's somebody called Bethel Ogot. He's a historian. He was here from way back. And he's one of the folks who conceptualized the idea of Kenya. Project Kenya, quote unquote. And at some point, he said that Project Kenya was dead. So every time I ask folks like you, deep thinkers, you get the impression that it's almost as if most people usually say there's a new Kenya that's being born, especially due to a new generation, the whole Gen Z, and like they're redefining what Kenya should be like. I'm curious for you, do you feel like the original intention of the people who conceptualized Kenya is still alive? Like their dreams, it's being redefined. What do you think is going on in this country from the perspective of its identity?
I think it's one of those things where we have an idea or a concept, excuse me, but as time moves, as time changes, as people grow, as different generations come up, we realize, no, we can tweak it a little bit better to fit this narrative better. I say this because, as you said, there's millennials, Gen Z, boomers. We're not going to have the exact same struggles. We're not going to have the exact same mindset or view of life. What is important for one generation might not necessarily be important for another. And therefore, these images or these ideas have to switch and change with the people, but staying true at the core.
Right.
So the message is the same. We're all trying to get to a better Kenya. However, how we get there is going to shift and change. The modes of transportation are going to be different. The challenges that exist are going to be different. The people who are bearing those flags and carrying those crosses and moving that message forward are going to be different. We can't expect them to function in the same way that existed before.
Yeah. And it got me thinking about this current Kenya. What do you think it means to be a human in Kenya? Or a Kenyan human right now?
Kupambana.
Resilience.
Resilience. We are in 100% resilience.
Oh my God.
But the reality is that's what it is. It is the willingness to fight for what we want.
Yeah?
Not necessarily what is being handed to us. I feel like this is a generation right now in Kenya where we get something and we're like, you know what? No, we deserve better. We deserve better. And we're going to look for better. We're going to fight for better. We're going to hustle for better. We're going to move for better. And not just, okay, sawa. Hiyo ndio iko ni sawa bas. Let's just no, I feel like the generation and existing now in Kenya, whether man or woman, it's to want more for yourself, to want out of toxicity and to want better.
The idea of a promised land, aka Canaan. This is something that the late Right Honorable Raila Odinga really talked about, and his followers identified with. You know, and like you said, we're very hopeful, we're very resilient. You know, we look forward to a Kenya that's pretty much where guys can live with dignity. Do you see that sense of hope in you as well?
Oh, 100%. 100%. That is why we will push people, tell people, oh yeah, go get yourself registered to vote. This is what you need to know that's happening in the country. This is what you need to be aware of. These are the policies being passed. We are being so aware now. The amount of just social, what's the word I'm looking for? The amount of on-ground people just educating the masses on what's existing is so beautiful to watch. And it's coming in all formats. It's coming on your TikTok, it's coming on your phone, it's coming in your language, it's coming on radio. We have moved into this area where you can see the finish line is right here. And we are pushing for it.
We can feel it. You can almost touch it.
We can smell it. It's right there.
Yeah.
And we're rushing towards it. Obviously, there's still hurdles. It's not that the end of the race is done. It's not that once we cross that small line, that's the end of all work. In fact, that may even be the beginning of real work. But it's a fact that it's happening. There are changes happening. People are waking up. People are realizing, no, there's more to this. We can't just stop here.
I like that.
Yeah.
Awesome. So, Sawa, let's take a short break and come back with more conversations. Guys, I'm hanging out with the one and only Stella Kivuti. She's a spoken word artist and she does a lot more than that. It's all about soft power, the